Have you ever wondered how to make your absence felt as deeply as your presence? To become so unforgettable that even in silence, you are still heard. Today, we're diving into the timeless wisdom of Stoicism to uncover the secrets of becoming someone truly missed. Stay with me, because what you'll learn today won't just change how others see you, it will transform how you see yourself. Imagine standing alone in a vast open field, the wind brushing against your skin, and the sun setting on the horizon. In that solitude, there is a profound strength, a realization that everything you need already exists within you. This is the essence of self-sufficiency, the first principle in our journey of Stoic transformation. The Stoics taught that the greatest power lies not in what we possess or who we are with, but in our ability to be whole, even when standing alone. When you cultivate self-sufficiency, you become like a tree rooted deeply in the ground, steady and unshaken by the storms around you. You are complete on your own, not desperate for the approval or attention of others, and this quiet confidence is magnetic. Self-sufficiency is not about isolation or indifference, it's about understanding that your worth does not depend on external validation. It is about being engaged in your own passions, living authentically, and finding fulfillment from within. When you master this, you become truly irresistible, someone whose absence is felt deeply because you are someone who brings something unique and irreplaceable to the world. Principle 1: Self-sufficiency. Self-sufficiency is at the heart of Stoic philosophy, a guiding light that encourages us to seek strength from within rather than from external sources. This principle isn't about rejecting relationships or connections with others, instead, it teaches us to be whole and complete on our own, finding contentment and fulfillment within ourselves. It is the art of becoming independent in spirit, mind, and heart, knowing that true happiness does not come from external circumstances but from the internal cultivation of one's own virtues and values. The Stoics believed that to be truly free, we must learn to rely on ourselves, not because others aren't valuable or important, but because the only things truly under our control are our thoughts, beliefs, and actions. As Seneca once said, the greatest blessings of mankind are within us and within our reach. By embracing self-sufficiency, we empower ourselves to live in harmony with our true nature, unaffected by the transient whims of fate or the opinions of others. This doesn't mean we become detached or indifferent, rather, it means we recognize that our inner peace and stability are our own responsibilities. Self-sufficiency can be viewed as a form of personal mastery. When you cultivate it, you create a foundation of resilience that is immune to the chaos of the external world. You no longer find yourself desperate for validation or approval because your self-worth is not dependent on the changing tides of others' opinions. Instead, you are rooted in a deep understanding of your intrinsic value and purpose. This inner strength fosters a quiet confidence that is both admirable and compelling. When you know you are whole, whether in solitude or in company, you begin to live authentically, without fear of rejection or loss. Moreover, self-sufficiency makes you more attractive, not in a superficial sense, but on a deeper, more meaningful level. When you are content within yourself, you exude a certain peace and confidence that draws others in. You become a source of inspiration and admiration because you live life on your own terms, not dictated by the expectations or desires of others. Your independence creates a sense of mystery and intrigue. Others start to wonder how you manage to thrive without constantly seeking affirmation or support. This principle also encourages a balance in relationships. By being self-sufficient, you avoid the pitfalls of dependency and clinginess that can often undermine connections. You learn to love without attachment, to give without expecting in return, and to support without suffocating. In this way, self-sufficiency enhances the quality of your relationships by fostering mutual respect and admiration. When both individuals are complete on their own, they come together not out of need but out of genuine affection and connection. Practicing self-sufficiency doesn't mean isolating yourself or rejecting help from others. It means recognizing that while companionship is valuable, your core sense of worth, happiness, and fulfillment comes from within. It is a commitment to nurture your own spirit, to grow in wisdom and understanding, and to live according to your principles and values. When you are self-sufficient, you are free to love deeply without fear, to pursue your passions with vigor, and to face life's challenges with grace and courage. In essence, self-sufficiency is the ultimate form of self-love and respect. It is about being complete and whole in who you are, finding joy in your own company, and living life fully, regardless of who is around or what is happening outside of you. When you embrace this principle, you become a beacon of strength and stability, a person who is deeply missed not because they are always present, but because their presence brings something rare and invaluable to the lives of others. This is the power of self-sufficiency, to be so grounded in yourself that even in your absence, you are profoundly felt and longed for. Principle 2. Emotional control. Emotional control is a fundamental principle of Stoicism, rooted in the idea that we cannot always control what happens to us, but we can control how we respond to it. The Stoics believed that our emotions should not be suppressed or ignored, but rather understood and managed wisely. Mastery over our emotions means having the ability to stay calm and composed, even in the face of adversity. It is about responding to life's challenges with clarity and reason, rather than reacting impulsively and irrationally. At its core, emotional control is not about becoming emotionless or detached. It is about recognizing the power emotions have over us and learning to direct that power constructively. Marcus Aurelius, a prominent Stoic philosopher, famously stated, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This is the essence of emotional control, understanding that while external circumstances may be beyond our reach, our internal landscape, our thoughts and feelings, are always within our control. When we practice emotional control, we begin to see our emotions for what they truly are, signals or messages from our mind and body, rather than truths we must act upon. By observing our emotions without judgment, we gain insight into their origins and can choose how to respond. For instance, when anger arises, a Stoic doesn't deny it but instead asks, "Why am I angry? Is this anger justified? What is the best way to handle this situation?" This thoughtful pause allows for a measured response, rather than an impulsive reaction. Emotional control also builds resilience. Life is filled with uncertainty, challenges, and setbacks. If we let every external event dictate our inner state, we become prisoners to circumstance, swayed like a leaf in the wind. But with emotional control, we maintain our inner peace despite the chaos around us. We become like a rock in a stormy sea, unmoved by the waves crashing against us. This strength is not only beneficial to our well-being but also makes us a reliable and steady presence in the lives of others. Moreover, mastering your emotions creates a sense of mystery and depth. People are naturally drawn to those who are calm and composed in difficult situations. When you can maintain your poise, even when others are losing theirs, it creates an aura of confidence and inner strength that is profoundly attractive. Others begin to wonder what you know or have discovered that allows you to remain so centered. This intrigue is a powerful tool in building connections and drawing people closer to you. Emotional control also enhances the quality of your relationships. When you are in command of your emotions, you communicate more effectively, listen more intently, and engage more genuinely. You're able to navigate conflicts without resorting to anger or frustration, and express love and affection with sincerity and thoughtfulness. This balanced approach fosters trust and respect, creating deeper and more meaningful bonds. However, emotional control does not mean suppressing your feelings or becoming cold. It's about expressing emotions thoughtfully and genuinely, in a way that adds value to your interactions. For example, when you express love, it comes from a place of authenticity and consideration, not desperation or neediness. When you choose to express anger, it is done with purpose, clarity, and intent to resolve, not to hurt or damage. In conclusion, emotional control is a profound tool that allows us to navigate life's complexities with grace and wisdom. It empowers us to take charge of our inner world, to maintain peace amid chaos, and to build deeper, more meaningful connections with those around us. By mastering this principle, you not only elevate your own sense of well-being but also become someone others admire, respect, and miss when you're not around. This is the power of emotional control, to live a life not governed by fleeting emotions, but by thoughtful, deliberate action. To master one's emotions is to hold the reins of one's own fate. It is an art, a practice of the highest order, that transforms chaos into calm, and turmoil into tranquility. Emotional control, in the Stoic sense, is not a denial of feelings but a profound understanding of them. It is the realization that emotions, like clouds, may pass through the mind, but they do not define the sky itself. A Stoic recognizes that emotions are neither friends nor foes, they are simply forces within us, shaped by our perceptions and judgments. To control them is not to be heartless, but to be wise, to see the storm without becoming the storm, to feel the heat of anger without letting it burn away reason. Emotional control is the balance between feeling deeply and thinking clearly. It is the discipline of allowing the heart to speak but letting the mind decide. This principle, when embraced, turns life's trials into opportunities for growth. It teaches us that we are not the captives of circumstance but the captains of our own response. Through emotional control, we do not suppress our humanity, we elevate it. In doing so, we become the stillness in the storm, the calm in the conflict, the presence that is felt even when absent, and the spirit that is admired for its unwavering strength. Imagine a conversation where every word spoken is like a drop of water, gently carving its path through stone. Over time, these words shape and mold our relationships, creating depth and meaning in the spaces they touch. This is the power of intentional communication, the third principle in our Stoic journey. The Stoics understood that words are not just sounds, they are vessels of thought, carriers of intention. To speak with purpose is to wield a tool that can build bridges or create distance, to connect souls or drive them apart. Intentional communication is about choosing words that matter, expressing yourself with clarity and sincerity, and leaving behind echoes that linger long after the conversation ends. It is not about saying more, but saying what truly needs to be said. It is about crafting every word like a sculptor shapes clay, mindful of its weight and impact. By speaking with intention, you create conversations that are remembered, messages that resonate, and a presence that is felt even when you're no longer there. Principle 3, Intentional Communication. Intentional communication is a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy, a principle that urges us to speak with purpose, clarity, and mindfulness. In a world where words are often used carelessly, the Stoics remind us that language is a powerful tool that can shape our relationships, our reputation, and even our reality. To communicate intentionally is to speak in a way that is thoughtful, meaningful, and directed toward a higher purpose, whether that is understanding, connection, or wisdom. At the heart of intentional communication lies the idea that every word we choose should serve a purpose. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus once advised, "First learn the meaning of what you say, and then speak." This teaching encourages us to avoid speaking out of impulse or emotion, instead focusing on words that add value to the conversation. When we communicate intentionally, we do not merely fill silence with noise, we fill it with insight, clarity, and meaning. Intentional communication begins with self-awareness. Before speaking, a Stoic considers the impact of their words. Will they heal or harm? Will they enlighten or confuse? By pausing to reflect, they choose words that are constructive, respectful, and aligned with their values. This deliberate approach helps create a space for genuine dialogue and deeper connection, as it shows a willingness to listen, understand, and engage meaningfully with others. Moreover, intentional communication is about being fully present in every interaction. When you speak with intention, you are not distracted or half-hearted. Instead, you are focused, attentive, and engaged. This presence creates a powerful dynamic, as the person you are communicating with feels truly seen and heard. They sense that your words are not just empty phrases but genuine expressions of your thoughts and feelings. This makes the conversation more memorable and meaningful, strengthening the bond between you and the other person. In addition to fostering connection, intentional communication also enhances your credibility and respect. When you speak with intention, you are more likely to be seen as someone who is thoughtful, wise, and reliable. People will come to trust your words because they know they are carefully chosen. You are not someone who speaks without thinking or says things you do not mean. Instead, you are a person whose words carry weight and significance. This credibility is essential in both personal and professional relationships, where trust is often built on the foundation of honest and intentional communication. However, speaking with intention does not mean always being serious or reserved. It means being aware of the effect your words have and choosing them wisely to reflect your true self. It is about knowing when to be light-hearted and when to be earnest, when to offer comfort and when to challenge. It is about creating a balance between speaking your mind and respecting others' thoughts and feelings. By doing so, you cultivate relationships that are rich in understanding, empathy, and respect. Intentional communication also invites us to listen more than we speak. The Stoics believed that wise individuals listen carefully, learning from the perspectives of others. In conversations, we often focus on what we want to say next rather than truly hearing what the other person is expressing. By practicing intentional communication, we shift from simply waiting for our turn to speak to genuinely engaging with the other person's words. This approach not only deepens our understanding but also allows us to respond more thoughtfully and effectively. In conclusion, intentional communication is about being deliberate with our words, ensuring they reflect our true intentions and values. It is a practice that fosters deeper connections, builds trust, and enhances our credibility. By speaking with intention, we create meaningful dialogues that resonate, echoing in the minds and hearts of others long after the conversation ends. This principle, when embraced, transforms us into communicators who are not just heard, but deeply understood and remembered. To speak with intention is to honor the sacred power of words. It is to recognize that every utterance is a choice that can uplift or wound, clarify or confuse. The Stoic understands that words are like arrows, once released, they cannot be taken back. Thus, each word should be chosen with care, spoken with purpose, and aligned with virtue. Intentional communication is not about speaking often, but about speaking wisely. It is the discipline of knowing when silence is stronger than sound, when brevity is more impactful than 1,000 words. In every conversation, a Stoic listens more than they speak, seeking first to understand, then to be understood. They know that true wisdom lies not in saying much, but in saying what is necessary, meaningful, and just. This principle is a call to mindfulness, to be fully present, to engage deeply, and to connect genuinely. It teaches us that our words should be like a mirror, reflecting not just our thoughts, but the best of our character. When we speak with intention, we transform mere conversation into an art that leaves behind echoes of clarity, respect, and truth. Imagine a quiet room where the only sound is the ticking of a clock. Time passes slowly, and in the stillness, a space is created, a space that can either be filled with anxiety or with anticipation, longing, and appreciation. This is the paradox of absence, the fourth principle in our Stoic journey. The Stoics believed that absence, when embraced rather than feared, has the power to deepen connections and magnify love. Absence is not merely an empty void, it is a canvas where true feelings can emerge and flourish. To accept absence is to understand that distance does not diminish bonds, but can strengthen them, making reunions sweeter and more meaningful. In a world that craves constant contact and instant gratification, accepting the moments of solitude or separation can feel counterintuitive. But it is in these moments of absence that we create space for reflection, growth, and renewed appreciation. By welcoming absence as a natural rhythm of life, we transform it into a powerful force that brings us closer, even when apart. Principle 4. Acceptance of absence. Absence sharpens love, presence strengthens it. These words of wisdom from Seneca capture the essence of the Stoic principle of accepting absence. In a world obsessed with constant connection, we often fear the quiet spaces between interactions. Yet, it is precisely in these moments of absence that our bonds can grow stronger, our hearts fonder. Absence is not a void to be filled with anxiety but a fertile ground where longing and appreciation can bloom. To accept absence is to embrace a fundamental truth: distance, whether physical or emotional, is a natural part of all relationships. It is a rhythm that offers us the chance to breathe, to reflect, and to grow. The Stoics taught that absence should not be feared but welcomed as a necessary phase in the dance of connection. For in absence, we learn the art of valuing presence. When we are apart, we begin to appreciate the things we often take for granted: the sound of a loved one's voice, the warmth of their smile, the comfort of their touch. This space between moments together creates an opportunity for deeper reflection and a renewed sense of gratitude. Acceptance of absence is not about enduring loneliness, it is about understanding that absence can be a profound teacher. It teaches us to find contentment within ourselves, to nurture our own inner world. By doing so, we become less dependent on the constant presence of others for our happiness. This inner stability is crucial to living a virtuous life, as the Stoics believed that true strength comes from within, not from the external world. Absence also allows for growth, both personal and relational. When we accept the times we are apart, we give ourselves and others the freedom to grow individually. This freedom is not a threat to the relationship, it is its lifeblood. It allows each person to explore, learn, and evolve without feeling confined. And when two individuals return to each other after such periods, they bring new experiences, insights, and depth to the connection. Moreover, by embracing absence, we master the art of patience. In a society where instant gratification is the norm, the Stoic practice of patience becomes a rare virtue. We learn to wait with grace, to trust that true connection does not waver with time or distance. We become comfortable in the quiet spaces, knowing that they are not empty, but full of potential and promise. Absence also cultivates anticipation, a sense of looking forward to the next meeting, the next conversation, the next shared moment. It keeps relationships alive, vibrant, and dynamic. When we are always present, we risk becoming predictable and mundane. But when absence is embraced, it creates a space where imagination can thrive, where curiosity about the other can grow, and where love can be felt even more deeply. In essence, acceptance of absence is a practice of faith in ourselves, in the strength of our connections, and in the natural ebb and flow of life. It teaches us to find peace in solitude, to celebrate the return of presence, and to cherish the times we share together. By accepting absence, we do not diminish love, we elevate it to its highest form, where it is felt not just in proximity but in its absence, proving that true bonds transcend the limitations of time and space. To embrace absence is to understand the wisdom of space, the quiet strength found in solitude, and the beauty of longing. It is to see that love and connection are not weakened by distance but are often deepened by it. The Stoic knows that absence is not an emptiness to fear, but a fertile ground where reflection, gratitude, and appreciation grow. Acceptance of absence teaches us patience, the virtue of waiting with grace, trusting in the resilience of bonds that do not falter in the face of separation. It reminds us that absence is not a void but a presence of its own, a presence that sharpens our love, heightens our appreciation, and renews our commitment. In accepting absence, we learn to cherish presence. We see that true connection is not bound by proximity, but by the strength of the heart and the depth of the spirit. This principle teaches us to find peace in solitude, joy in reunion, and a deeper understanding of the delicate balance between closeness and space. It is a lesson in trusting the rhythm of life, knowing that what is meant to be will always find its way back, more profound and cherished than before. Imagine being in a conversation where every word, every gesture, feels like the world narrows to just you and the other person, where time slows, distractions fade, and you feel truly seen and heard. This is the power of being fully present, the essence of the fifth principle, mindfulness in interaction. In a world filled with noise and endless distractions, the ability to be genuinely present is a rare gift. The Stoics believed that the secret to creating lasting connections lies in treating every moment with care and every conversation as if it were your last. To practice mindfulness in interaction is to bring your full self to every encounter, making each one unforgettable. By mastering this principle, you become the person others miss not just for your words, but for the profound presence you bring to every shared moment. Principle 5, Mindfulness in Interaction. Mindfulness in interaction is a principle that invites us to bring our full attention and presence to every conversation and encounter. In a world where distractions are constant and fleeting moments are easily overlooked, the Stoics teach us that being fully present is not only a sign of respect but also a powerful way to deepen our connections with others. At its core, mindfulness in interaction means engaging fully with the person before you, listening intently, observing carefully, and responding thoughtfully. It requires us to silence the noise in our minds, to set aside our concerns and distractions, and to immerse ourselves completely in the moment. This level of presence transforms ordinary interactions into extraordinary ones, turning brief exchanges into memorable experiences that linger in the minds of those we connect with. The Stoics believed that each moment is precious and should be treated as such. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, reminds us to do every act of your life as if it were your last. This teaching encourages us to approach every interaction with the same intensity and care, recognizing that the present moment is all we truly have. When we practice mindfulness in our interactions, we treat each conversation, each meeting, as a unique opportunity to connect on a deeper level, to share something meaningful, and to leave a lasting impression. Mindfulness in interaction also involves active listening, a rare skill in today's fast-paced world. Too often, we listen to respond rather than to understand, preparing our next words while the other person is still speaking. The Stoic practice of mindful listening means being fully engaged in what the other person is saying, without judgment or distraction. It means acknowledging their feelings, asking questions to clarify, and genuinely seeking to understand their perspective. When we listen in this way, we create a safe space where others feel valued, heard, and respected. This principle also enhances empathy. By being present, we are more attuned to the subtle cues and emotions of others, their tone of voice, their body language, the unspoken words behind their expressions. This awareness allows us to respond with greater compassion and understanding, strengthening the bond we share. Mindfulness in interaction means that we do not rush conversations or dismiss them as routine. Instead, we engage with curiosity and openness, recognizing the potential for growth and connection in every exchange. Moreover, practicing mindfulness in our interactions fosters a sense of authenticity. When we are fully present, we are more likely to be honest, open, and genuine in our communications. We are less concerned with appearances or saying what we think others want to hear. Instead, we speak from the heart, guided by our true thoughts and feelings. This authenticity creates trust and respect, allowing relationships to flourish. Mindfulness in interaction is also a practice of gratitude. When we are truly present with someone, we acknowledge the value of their time and attention. We recognize that every shared moment is a gift, an opportunity to connect and learn. This gratitude deepens our appreciation for the people in our lives and the time we spend with them. In conclusion, mindfulness in interaction is about treating every encounter as significant, every word as meaningful, and every moment as irreplaceable. It is about being fully engaged, genuinely curious, and deeply compassionate. By practicing this principle, we enrich our relationships, leaving others with the profound feeling of being seen, heard, and valued. In doing so, we become unforgettable, not just for the words we say, but for the presence we bring to every shared moment. Imagine a presence so profound that it leaves an imprint on the soul, long after the words have faded. This is the art of mindfulness in interaction, an art that transforms ordinary moments into extraordinary memories. To be mindful in our engagements is to gift others our most precious resource, our undivided attention. A Stoic knows that true connection is forged not in the quantity of time spent but in the quality of presence given. In practicing mindfulness, we become a mirror, reflecting back the worth and dignity of those we encounter. It is a powerful reminder that every interaction is an opportunity to make others feel truly seen, heard, and valued. Mindfulness in interaction is a quiet strength, a gentle power. It teaches us that the depth of our presence can turn fleeting encounters into lasting bonds, making us unforgettable in the hearts and minds of those we touch. Imagine the steady rhythm of a heartbeat, constant, unwavering, and reliable. It is this rhythm that gives life its continuity and strength, a quiet assurance that persists through every challenge and change. In the same way, our words and actions should reflect a similar steadiness and dependability. This is the essence of consistency in communication, the sixth principle on our Stoic path. The Stoics understood that to build trust and respect, one must be consistent, not just in what they say, but in how they say it. It is not the grand gestures or sporadic bursts of attention that leave the most profound impact, but the steady, thoughtful exchanges that form the bedrock of meaningful relationships. Consistency in communication is not about frequency, it is about reliability, creating a pattern of interaction that others can count on. In a world full of fleeting connections and shifting loyalties, it is this constancy that makes you a rare, solid presence, someone who is not just remembered, but deeply valued. Principle 6, Consistency in Communication. Imagine a lighthouse on a stormy sea, its steady beam of light cutting through the chaos, offering guidance and assurance to those navigating the dark waters. This is what consistency in communication does for relationships. It provides a sense of stability and trust, a reliable presence in an unpredictable world. The Stoics understood that to build strong connections, our communication must be dependable, steady, and thoughtful. Consistency in communication begins with intention. It's about creating a pattern of interaction that reflects our commitment and care. It doesn't mean we need to communicate constantly, but that we do so with purpose and reliability. Whether it's a simple daily check-in, a meaningful conversation, or a regular expression of appreciation, these consistent acts signal to others that they are valued and respected. By maintaining this rhythm, we build a foundation of trust that is crucial in any relationship, personal or professional. But why is consistency so powerful? Because it fosters a sense of security. When others know they can count on us to be present and engaged, they feel safe in the relationship. This sense of safety allows for deeper connection and open communication, knowing that the lines of dialogue are always clear and accessible. In an ever-changing world, consistency becomes a rare and precious gift, offering reassurance that despite life's uncertainties, there are things, and people, that remain steadfast. Moreover, consistent communication demonstrates respect and consideration. It shows that we value the other person enough to maintain regular contact, even when things get busy or complicated. It tells them they are not an afterthought, but a priority. This practice is particularly important in times of stress or difficulty, when communication can often become strained or sporadic. By remaining consistent, we send a clear message: I am here, I am present, and I am invested in this relationship. This reliability builds a strong emotional bond that is not easily broken. Consistency also nurtures patience and understanding. When we communicate regularly and thoughtfully, we avoid misunderstandings and build a deeper understanding of each other's thoughts, feelings, and needs. It allows us to address issues before they become larger problems, and it cultivates a habit of empathy. Regular, open communication fosters a climate where both parties feel heard, valued, and understood, making conflicts easier to resolve and trust easier to build. But it's not just about being predictable, it's about being thoughtfully predictable. Consistency should not mean monotony. It involves balancing routine with a touch of spontaneity, adding small surprises to keep the relationship vibrant while maintaining the steady heartbeat of dependable communication. This approach keeps things dynamic and engaging, reminding others that while they can rely on us, there is always something fresh and new to discover. In conclusion, consistency in communication is a pillar of strong, meaningful relationships. It provides the structure that relationships need to thrive, the assurance that fosters trust, and the depth that nurtures understanding. By practicing this principle, we create a space where others feel valued and secure, knowing that our words and actions are aligned and dependable. In a world where connections can be fleeting and communication often careless, being consistent in how we engage with others makes us not just memorable, but indispensable. Consistency in communication is like a gentle, unbroken melody, a melody that reassures, comforts, and builds trust over time. It is a testament to commitment, a quiet declaration that says, I am here, and I will continue to be here. In the Stoic tradition, this steady presence is not just about words, but about reliability in action and intention. To be consistent in communication is to be a lighthouse amid the fog of uncertainty. It provides clarity in a world filled with mixed signals and half-hearted gestures. It is not about bombarding others with messages or constant chatter, but about being reliable in our interactions, showing up with purpose and sincerity. This steadiness builds a foundation that is strong enough to weather any storm. Consistency does not mean rigidity. It invites balance, remaining dependable while leaving room for spontaneity, ensuring that relationships remain vibrant and alive. It teaches us that trust is earned not through grand declarations but through the small, deliberate acts of staying true to our word. In this way, we become a source of strength, a presence that others can always count on, even from afar. Imagine a life lived with clear purpose, a path that does not waver with the shifting winds of fate, but moves with steady determination toward a distant goal. This is the essence of a life well lived, where every action, every decision, is infused with meaning and direction. It is not merely drifting, but navigating with intent. This brings us to our seventh principle, purposeful living. The Stoics believed that a life without purpose is like a ship without a rudder, easily tossed by the waves, lacking direction, and ultimately, lost. To live with purpose is to wake up each day with a sense of mission, to know not just what you are doing, but why you are doing it. When you embrace purposeful living, you become more than just a participant in life, you become its creator, shaping your destiny with every choice, every action, and every breath. This clarity of purpose is magnetic, it draws others to you, not just because you are alive, but because you are truly living. Principle 7, Purposeful Living. Imagine waking up each morning with a fire in your heart, a clear direction in your mind, and a deep sense of fulfillment knowing that every step you take moves you closer to something meaningful. This is the essence of purposeful living, the seventh principle in our Stoic journey. Purposeful living is about moving beyond mere existence and choosing to live a life driven by intent, focus, and conviction. To live purposefully is to live with clarity. The Stoics believed that without purpose, life becomes a series of aimless activities, a wandering without a destination. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Our actions may be impeded, but there can be no impeding our intentions or dispositions. Because we can accommodate and adapt. The mind adapts and converts to its own purposes the obstacle to our acting." This philosophy reminds us that with a clear purpose, even challenges and obstacles become part of the path, not a deviation from it. When you know your purpose, every decision, every action aligns with that greater vision, giving your life direction and meaning. Purposeful living brings focus. In a world filled with distractions and countless choices, having a clear sense of purpose is like having a compass that always points you towards your true north. It guides you through the noise, helping you make choices that align with your deepest values and highest aspirations. You are not swayed by temporary desires or superficial goals because you are anchored in something deeper and more enduring. This focus is magnetic. Others are naturally drawn to those who know where they are going and why. Living with purpose also fosters resilience. When you have a clear goal or mission, you are more likely to persevere in the face of adversity. Challenges become less daunting because you understand that they are part of the journey, not the end of it. Your purpose provides the strength to endure setbacks and the motivation to keep moving forward. Seneca, another great Stoic, observed, "If one does not know to which port one is sailing, no wind is favorable." Purposeful living means knowing your destination, which makes every challenge along the way an opportunity to strengthen your resolve. Moreover, purpose infuses your actions with passion. When you live with purpose, your days are not filled with mere routines or obligations, but with activities that bring you joy and fulfillment. This passion is contagious. It energizes not only you but also those around you. People are inspired by those who live passionately because it shows them what is possible when you commit to something greater than yourself. Your purpose becomes a beacon, lighting the way for others and creating a legacy that transcends your own life. But purposeful living is not just about big, lofty goals. It's also about finding meaning in the small, everyday moments. It is about being present in your actions, recognizing that even the simplest tasks can contribute to your larger vision. It's about seeing every experience, good or bad, as a stepping stone on your path. This mindset transforms life from a series of mundane activities into a journey filled with significance and growth. In conclusion, purposeful living is the key to a meaningful and fulfilling life. It is about knowing who you are, what you stand for, and where you are going. It brings clarity, focus, resilience, and passion into your daily existence. By embracing this principle, you not only create a life that is deeply satisfying to you but also one that inspires others to find their own purpose and live with the same intensity and intention. In living purposefully, you do not just exist, you truly live, becoming a light that shines brightly even in the darkest of times. Imagine a flame that never flickers, no matter how fierce the wind blows. This is the power of living with purpose, a steady, unwavering force that propels you forward, even in the darkest of times. The Stoic knows that a life without purpose is a life adrift, lacking direction and meaning. Purpose gives life its depth, its richness, its reason. Purposeful living is not about grandiose dreams, it is about clarity in action and intention. It is about knowing, with every fiber of your being, why you wake up each morning and what drives you forward. It turns challenges into opportunities, routines into rituals, and existence into a meaningful journey. To live with purpose is to live with passion and conviction. It is to make each day a step towards something greater, to transform every moment into a testament of your values and goals. In this, you become more than just a participant in life, you become its author, crafting a story that is deeply felt, deeply admired, and truly unforgettable. Consider the calm surface of a pond, undisturbed by the chaos around it, reflecting the sky in perfect clarity. This is the art of moderation in emotions, the ability to remain steady, composed, and balanced, no matter what life throws your way. The Stoics believed that true strength lies not in feeling nothing, but in feeling everything with wisdom. To master this balance is to know when to express and when to withhold, when to allow emotions to flow and when to let them settle. It is to live in harmony with oneself, not swayed by the highs or crushed by the lows. This brings us to our eighth principle, moderation in emotions. It is not about suppressing what you feel, but about understanding your feelings and managing them with grace. It is the quiet strength that turns turmoil into tranquility, making you a force of calm amid the storm. Principle 8. Moderation in emotions. Imagine a deep, still lake, undisturbed by the winds that whip across its surface. This is the essence of moderation in emotions, the ability to remain calm and balanced, no matter the external circumstances. The Stoics taught that our emotions are natural and human, but it is our response to them that defines our character and shapes our lives. Moderation in emotions is not about being devoid of feeling, but about mastering the art of feeling wisely. To practice moderation in emotions is to find balance. The Stoics believed that extremes, whether of joy or sorrow, can cloud judgment and lead to impulsive actions. Marcus Aurelius advised, keep yourself simple, good, pure, serious, unpretentious, a friend of justice, God-fearing, kind, full of affection, strong for your proper work. This quote reminds us that strength lies in balance, in remaining composed when emotions threaten to overwhelm. When we moderate our emotions, we keep our inner compass steady, ensuring that our decisions are guided by reason rather than by fleeting feelings. Moderation does not mean suppression, it means regulation. It is not about ignoring or denying our emotions but about acknowledging them without letting them control us. When anger arises, we do not lash out, instead, we pause, reflect, and choose a measured response. When sadness visits, we do not sink into despair, we observe it, accept it, and let it pass. This regulation allows us to experience our emotions fully without becoming consumed by them, preserving our peace of mind and emotional health. Living with emotional moderation cultivates resilience. In life, storms are inevitable, but how we weather them is our choice. When we practice moderation, we develop the strength to remain centered amid adversity. We learn not to be overly attached to pleasure or overly afraid of pain, understanding that both are temporary states. This resilience allows us to face life's challenges with grace and dignity, knowing that no emotion, however intense, is permanent. We become like the tree that bends in the wind but does not break. Furthermore, moderation in emotions creates a space for clarity. When we are not swayed by emotional extremes, we are better able to see things as they are, not as our emotions would have us believe. We become more objective, less reactive, and more capable of making sound decisions. This clarity is invaluable in both personal and professional settings, where emotional volatility can often lead to conflict and misunderstanding. By remaining calm and composed, we create an environment where reason and understanding prevail. Moderation also strengthens our relationships. When we are in control of our emotions, we are more likely to communicate effectively, to listen without judgment, and to respond with empathy. Our interactions become more meaningful and constructive because they are not tainted by emotional outbursts or defensiveness. People are naturally drawn to those who remain calm in the face of turmoil, who do not let anger or fear dictate their behavior. By practicing moderation, we become a source of stability and trust in our relationships. In conclusion, moderation in emotions is the quiet strength that turns chaos into calm. It is the ability to feel deeply without being overwhelmed, to experience joy and sorrow without losing balance. By embracing this principle, we live with greater peace, clarity, and resilience. We become masters of our inner world, not slaves to our emotions. And in doing so, we inspire others to find the same calmness and strength within themselves, creating a ripple effect of tranquility in a turbulent world. Consider the calm of a mountain, standing tall and unshaken, no matter how fierce the winds or how heavy the storms. This is the power of moderation in emotions, a steadfastness that comes from within, not from the changing circumstances around us. The Stoic knows that true strength is not found in the absence of emotion but in the mastery of it. Moderation is the art of balance, the wisdom of knowing that all things, even our feelings, must be held in harmony. To feel anger without becoming rage, to know sorrow without succumbing to despair, to taste joy without clinging to it, this is the essence of emotional moderation. It is not a denial of what we feel but a deep understanding of our emotions, guiding them like a skilled sailor steers a ship through turbulent waters. In practicing moderation, we find peace in the midst of chaos, clarity amid confusion, and strength in moments of weakness. It teaches us that we are not at the mercy of our emotions, rather, we are their master. By holding steady, we become the calm within the storm, an example of grace and courage in a world so often lost to extremes. Picture a gem being polished by countless waves, its brilliance revealed not despite the friction but because of it. This is the quiet strength of resilience, the ability to endure, to adapt, and to grow stronger through adversity. The Stoics understood that life is filled with trials, moments that test our spirit, and challenge our resolve. This brings us to our ninth principle, resilience in adversity. It is not simply about surviving difficult times, but about using those challenges as opportunities to refine ourselves, to become more than we were before. Resilience is the courage to face hardship without losing heart, to see every obstacle not as a setback but as a stepping stone to growth. In embracing resilience, we learn that every challenge is a lesson, every setback is a chance to rise again with greater strength, and every moment of suffering is an invitation to find our true capacity. Principle 9, Resilience in Adversity. Imagine a tree standing tall in the middle of a storm, its branches bending with the wind but never breaking. This is the essence of resilience in adversity, the ability to endure hardship, to bend but not break, and to emerge stronger from the trials that life inevitably brings. The Stoics believed that resilience is not just a virtue but a fundamental aspect of human nature, and in a strength that allows us to face difficulties with courage, dignity, and grace. To be resilient is to recognize that adversity is an inevitable part of life. The Stoics did not seek to avoid hardship, they embraced it as a necessary force for growth. As Seneca observed, a gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials. This insight teaches us that challenges are not curses to be avoided, but opportunities to refine our character and strengthen our spirit. Each obstacle we face is a test, a chance to demonstrate our virtues and learn something new about ourselves. Resilience begins with accepting the reality of suffering. It is the understanding that pain, loss, and failure are not aberrations but natural elements of the human experience. When we accept this truth, we stop resisting adversity and start facing it with a calm, steady heart. We no longer see ourselves as victims of circumstance but as active participants in our own journey. This shift in perspective is powerful, it allows us to confront challenges not with fear, but with resolve. Moreover, resilience in adversity fosters growth. Every difficulty we encounter is an opportunity to learn, adapt, and evolve. When we face hardship, we are pushed out of our comfort zones, forced to explore new solutions, and discover strengths we never knew we had. The Stoics believed that our greatest growth often comes from our greatest challenges. By viewing adversity as a teacher rather than an enemy, we transform our suffering into a source of wisdom and strength. Resilience also builds character. It is in the moments of struggle that our true nature is revealed. When faced with adversity, we have a choice, to crumble under pressure or to stand firm and show our best selves. The Stoics taught that adversity is the truest test of our virtues of courage, patience, humility, and perseverance. Each time we rise after a fall, each time we choose to continue despite the odds, we forge a stronger, more resilient character. But resilience is not just about enduring hardship, it is about finding meaning in it. The Stoics believed that even in suffering, there is purpose. We may not always control what happens to us, but we can control how we respond. We can choose to see every challenge as an opportunity for growth, every setback as a step forward in disguise. By finding meaning in adversity, we turn pain into purpose and obstacles into opportunities. In conclusion, resilience in adversity is the quiet strength that enables us to face life's storms with courage and grace. It is the ability to endure hardship without losing hope, to grow through struggle, and to find purpose even in pain. By embracing this principle, we become like the tree in the storm, rooted, steadfast, and unbreakable. We learn that it is not the absence of difficulty that defines us, but how we rise in the face of it. In resilience, we find the power to transform every challenge into a chance to become stronger, wiser, and more fully alive. Think of iron in the fire, heated and hammered until it emerges unbreakable. This is the nature of resilience, the capacity to endure, to face the flames of hardship, and to come out stronger on the other side. The Stoic sees adversity not as a curse, but as a crucible that refines and perfects the soul. Resilience is the quiet fortitude that whispers, "This too shall pass," even in the darkest moments. It is the wisdom to know that every setback is but a step in a greater journey, a chance to grow in ways we never imagined. The Stoic understands that life's trials are not obstacles but teachers, shaping us, molding us, pushing us toward our fullest potential. In embracing resilience, we find that the path through adversity is not merely one of survival, but of profound transformation. It teaches us that strength is born from struggle, that courage is forged in the fire, and that every challenge is a hidden opportunity to become more than we were before. Imagine a river flowing steadily through the landscape, unwavering in its direction yet adapting to every twist and turn it encounters. This is the quiet power of consistency in character, the strength of being true to who you are, regardless of the circumstances. The Stoics believed that our greatest anchor in life is our character, the unshakable foundation upon which all actions rest. This leads us to our 10th and final principle, consistency in character. It is not about being rigid or unchanging, but about being faithful to your core values and principles, no matter the challenges you face. In a world that constantly pulls us in different directions, it is this steadfastness that defines us, that makes us reliable and respected. To be consistent in character is to stand firm in your integrity, to act in alignment with your virtues, and to remain a beacon of stability in a sea of change. It is through this unwavering commitment to who you are that you become a force others can trust, admire, and hold on to, even in the most uncertain times. Principle 10. Consistency in character. Imagine a rock in the middle of a raging river, unmoved by the rushing waters that swirl around it. This is the power of consistency in character, the strength of remaining true to yourself in a world that is constantly changing. The Stoics believed that the foundation of a meaningful life lies in our character, the essence of who we are when everything else is stripped away. Consistency in character means standing firm in your values and principles, regardless of the circumstances or challenges you face. To be consistent in character is to be reliable. In a world full of unpredictability and shifting loyalties, people are naturally drawn to those who are steady and dependable. When you live with consistency in character, others know what to expect from you. They trust that your actions will align with your words, that your decisions will reflect your values, and that you will remain true to your principles, even when it is difficult. This reliability builds deep trust and respect, making you a person others can count on in both good times and bad. Consistency in character also fosters inner peace. The Stoics believed that many of our struggles come from the conflict between our values and our actions. When we are inconsistent, when we say one thing but do another, or compromise our principles for convenience or gain, we create internal tension and unrest. By being consistent in character, we align our actions with our beliefs, creating harmony within ourselves. This alignment brings a deep sense of peace and contentment because we are living in accordance with our true selves. Furthermore, consistency in character is a source of strength in adversity. Life is unpredictable, and we often face situations that test our resolve and challenge our integrity. In these moments, our character becomes our greatest anchor. When we remain steadfast in our principles, we can navigate adversity with confidence and clarity. We do not waver with the winds of fortune, instead, we stand firm, guided by our internal compass. This resilience in the face of hardship not only helps us endure but also inspires others to do the same. Consistency in character is also a commitment to personal growth. It is not about being rigid or inflexible, but about being true to your core values while remaining open to learning and evolving. The Stoics understood that character is not fixed, it is something we cultivate and strengthen over time. Each decision, each action, is an opportunity to build character, to become a better version of ourselves. By committing to consistency, we engage in a continuous process of self-improvement, always striving to align our actions more closely with our ideals. But why is consistency in character so powerful? Because it creates a legacy. When we live with integrity, we leave behind a footprint of trust, respect, and admiration. Our actions become a testament to who we are and what we stand for. Even after we are gone, the impact of our character remains, influencing others, shaping their choices, and inspiring them to live with the same consistency and virtue. In conclusion, consistency in character is the bedrock of a life well lived. It provides the stability that relationships need to thrive, the strength to face adversity with courage, and the foundation for continuous growth and self-improvement. By embracing this principle, we become not just dependable and admired, but also deeply fulfilled. We become a source of light and guidance in a world often clouded by uncertainty, leaving a lasting legacy that endures far beyond our time. Think of a compass that always points true north, no matter the weather, no matter the storm. This is the essence of consistency in character, the unwavering commitment to our values and principles. In a world filled with noise and distractions, it is easy to be swayed by external pressures, to compromise on what we know to be right. But the Stoic understands that true strength lies not in yielding to circumstance, but in standing firm against it. Consistency in character is the quiet power that builds trust, the steady light that guides us through uncertainty. It is the commitment to be the same person in public as in private, to act with integrity even when no one is watching. This principle teaches us that character is not shaped by a single moment, but by countless decisions made every day. It is in the small choices, the daily acts of courage and honesty, that our true nature is revealed. By being consistent in character, we become a foundation upon which others can build their trust, a presence that brings stability in times of change. It is a reminder that greatness is not found in occasional brilliance, but in the quiet, steadfast commitment to be true to ourselves, in all things, at all times.